Hello and welcome to a special feature of Railroad Corporation. This is actually something I am very much enjoying. I love tycoon, railroad, train building games. I love city skylines. I love transport fever. You know, all these things where you can actually build tracks and roads and so on and so forth. I mean, obviously City Skylines is a little bit more like SimCity, but you know, the point is that it's still kind of like that. Anyway, we're going to be creating a road for Baltimore right here. So you can see in the list on the left side of the screen, select an objective to see its conditions. So what we need to do is we need to build a railway connecting Baltimore to Piedmont? I don't know. Anyway, we can use the WSD keys to move the camera as well. So as you can see, if we zoom out here, there is where we need to go. And it seems like we actually need a bridge over the river there. That's going to be a little bit tricky, but I think we'll be okay. So, here's construction mode. Start track laying from Baltimore Station in the direction of Piedmont. I'm going to call it Piedmont. Why not? Start railway construction from the existing joints. So you can see here, this is exactly where you have to be. So if we left click, then you can see the track being laid down right here. So I wonder whether I can actually just go straight. Aha, there we go. That's what we're going to do. There you go. Let's confirm that. That is going to cost a lot of money, but thankfully we have 100,000 to start with, so that's pretty good. And now we can exit that, and then we can start the transportation. To transport grain via the new railroad and to finish the next objective, you need to buy a locomotive. So let's buy a locomotive up here. And that's going to be our best friend, yes. Anyway, 14,000. Let's buy it. Alright, so the first thing we have to do, in my opinion, instead of actually loading things right here, is we're going to need to add this station to the route. And what we're going to do is we're going to choose to load this cargo here. So we're just going to take, train is overloaded. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, I can take that. That's all I can take? Oh, well, okay, I guess we'll just do that. And then our little train will probably start going, or at least I hope it will. There we go. All right. So now, yeah, there you go. There you go. It's actually starting to move. Fantastic. So now we can just open the route editor to set up the train. Yeah, we've already done that. Yeah, we have already done that. So there's actually no necessity to do it. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Look, there is the train route right there. And we need to load a whole bunch of grain from here into our train, and that is what is going to be happening for a pretty considerable amount of time. So yeah, but anyway, I just really love how they have reproduced all of this. It is just looking really, really nice, and I like the way that the tracks work as well. And generally, this is all about building up your own transport tycoon sort of company and trying to make it as profitable as possible throughout the years. And you're going to need to play the stock market. You're going to need to trade in various goods like we're doing right here and various other things. So it is pretty in-depth in that regard. I am going to want to maybe buy another... Can I not buy something else? I can buy another locomotive, but that's not really going to work. So yeah, anyway, we are just going to do this. Okay, so what we're going to do is now we want to unload this grain here, right? So we are going to need to do that in just a second. So let's do this, unload 2 of those, and then apply it. There you go. So that's what's going to happen now. Now, technically, I suppose, I don't think you can have 2 trains running at once, which would make things a little bit easier, of course. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think, actually, you know what? I think it might. We could we could do it if this was actually turned the other way, but I obviously did not build this, so you know, well, I guess we'll see how it goes. But yeah, our train is actually going a lot slower now because of course we are lugging so much grain over here. So There we go. Let's just speed this up a little bit. Oh, look at that. I didn't know you could actually speed it up like that. I thought that I was trying out the number keys, but that wasn't really working. So, yeah. Anyway, if you'd like to check out this game, there is a link in the description, and it is exiting early access on November 18th, I believe. So, if you would like to check out the early access before it goes into full version, full release, then by all means, go for it through the link in the description. Otherwise, there you go. Complete the last 2 objectives, then you can finish the tutorial and apply for a job in a real railroad corporation. That's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? Anyway, we have a wood supply contract. We have signed a contract for wood delivery to Cumberland. Pay attention and unload goods to the correct contract storage depot in Cumberland's sawmill, marked with a contract sign. If you unload goods to the wrong depot, the contract will not be fulfilled. Okay, well, as you can see, there are our mission objectives. And I guess we're just going to, well, basically I could just leave it, couldn't I? I could just leave my train to do that over there. But we do need to get, what is it now? Wood, right? Yeah, wood. So what is actually giving us wood? Because it doesn't seem like anything. Hello. Yes. This is the logging camp right here. I actually wonder, does it have... It doesn't have a train station. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to have to do something about that. Alright, well, let's see. So, we're going to need to actually build something right here, right now. So, let's go into our construction menu. Start railway construction from the existing joints. Well, I don't have anything right here. There is nothing here. So I'm not sure how I'm supposed to do that, but I suppose we'll figure it out. We could go this way. Whoa, that's going to go over the mountain. Oh, look at that. There you go. There you go. So it is actually going to be built that way. All right, so I'm just going to get out of there for a second because then we can just do it this way instead, can't we? Or do we have to do it from an existing one? Seems like we have to do it from an existing one. So that means it's probably best to do it this way. Like so. Yeah, like that. And then confirm it. And then we'll do it from this way. And yeah, let's just come in from the other side here. There we go. That's a little bit better. So let's do it that way. You're almost out of money. Luckily, our city has a huge budget to achieve our goal. 100,000 was added. Thanks. Thank you so much. Okay, so there we go. We're done with this. So now what we can do is we can set up our logging facility, and I wonder whether we can run multiple trains now. I don't think so. We might be able to. We might be able to, but we are going to need one from here. So let's see what we can do here. So we're going to need, it demands lumber. So I'm going to buy another train, and then this train wants to go from Cumberland. Actually, it wants to go. Well, yeah. I guess we'll have it go from Cumberland, and it needs to unload. But we also need it to go to Frederick, I think, right? Yeah, Frederick. That's where it needs to go. All right. So that will mean that we can then load however much it can handle. It seems like 2. It can't handle any more than that, and then it will unload wood. There we go. Done. All right. So that is going to now start working. I hope. And there we go. Okay. So hopefully, not entirely sure where it is actually going to be. Oh, that's the second train. Oh, okay. So it actually goes through them. Oh, that's cool. Okay, yeah. So that's actually really nice. So that is a really nice change, because I actually did read some reviews of the game, and people are saying that there should be a way for your trains to pass through each other on the same track, because beforehand that was not the case. But I am playing the release build of the game, so yeah, they've already fixed that. So that's actually really, really cool, and definitely is going to make a lot of people very happy. Otherwise, there you go. We have gotten some logs, as you can see right there. Really nice indeed. I can actually zoom in a pretty significant amount already. That's really cool. And so we're just going to have our trains going back and forth between these two areas. And, well, I can imagine that it is going to be a lot larger in the grand scheme of things. So there you go. We actually did complete that, which is really cool. And let's have a look at our other objectives. Passenger transport. Transport 3 of these guys from Cumberland to Baltimore. Oh, okay. Ho ho, haha. This is gonna be interesting. So how do I do that? Can I do it like this? I could, maybe. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do it this way instead, and then we're just gonna go round, and we'll just go like so. There we go. So let's confirm that. That's it. Yes. That now, and look at that. They actually automatically change where all the buildings are, so it still makes sense. Of course, that's pretty cool. Okay, so basically what that means now is that I should be getting another locomotive. Let's buy another one. And then we need to add it to the various stations. So let's add Cumberland to it and Baltimore. And we need to load people. How many? 3? I mean, how many can I actually take? Yeah, it seems like 3. And then we will unload 3 and then apply. Boom. All right. So that is going to work nicely. They're going to start doing that. Could not unload wood to a small sawmill. It's probably because it has already done that to that depot. So we're going to need to add... Wait a minute. Actually wondering... yeah, we should definitely load more, but then we need to unload to this. Like that? Yeah, I think that might work, but it is just a tutorial. Do bear that in mind. So of course it may not be that that in depth, if you know what I mean. It may not have a contingency for it. So it may just be like, you've already done this objective, so there's no need to do it any further. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway. Hopefully we'll be able to complete the last objective here, and then we can move on. And then we can move on to the actual campaign, because this is the campaign. Bear in mind, by the way, that in between campaigns there are skill points. There are skill points that you can earn for completing various objectives, and those skill points you can place into a variety of different things and to improve your overall experience with your trains and with your company in general. And there's also a time limit, a potential time limit, if you want there to be. They asked me a question at the very beginning of the campaign. They said, do you want to enable the time limit? And if you do enable the time limit, you'll get rewarded much more for it, but you also have to deal with the time limit, of course. I disabled it because, of course, I am commentating, and it is it's going to be kind of difficult to do that. Otherwise, we are now eligible to apply for our first job. And as you can see right here, you can set up railway routes and research new technologies in your research laboratory. And if you're proven to be good at your job, you can expand your responsibilities by managing the human resources department, as well as the lobbying department. You also have to make decisions about what industrial real estate to acquire. Furthermore, you'll manage the company's loan portfolio, issue corporate bonds, and acquire loans if necessary. You can invest all that invaluable experience in perfecting your managerial skills. If you want to own your own business one day, this is an absolute must. All right, so here we go. So we actually get to choose Mr. Beartild. Here we go. That is not what he looks like. Ooh, we got some good avatars right here. Gonna go for that. We could choose a company to apply to. All right, so Deckard Cain, Alvin Harrington, yes, and Benjamin Picket Fence. Okay, I'm not sure about Picket Fence, to be honest. Extra 10,000 at the beginning of each mission. That's pretty good. Otherwise, 1 extra locomotive at the beginning of each mission. That means that I'm saving basically 14,000, or dependent on what kind of locomotive I'm going to be using. So that's better than 10,000 cash. And railroad laying costs are 10% less. That's actually really nice as well, because if you spend, I don't know, 50,000 laying a railroad, then you're going to be getting a decent discount on that. But I'm going to go for the 1 extra locomotive, I think. Welcome to the company. We have received a large order. Mr. Denman, an entrepreneur from Cincinnati, has asked us to supply him with 5 carriages of steel. Time is running out, and Mr. Denman has even sent a prepayment for the order. But first things first, find a city with a steel mill and find out what raw materials are needed for steel production. Then construct a railroad to that city and supply the steel mill with the necessary... yes. Okay, we get it. We get it, Deckard. Okay, I mean, Mr. Alfred, or whatever his name is. So let's start the mission, shall we? Alright, so here we are. This is a much bigger map, as you can see. So we need to set up a research development something or other. So as you can see right here, you can install a new facility. So where is our research right here? Seems like I can't do that right now. Or maybe I need to upgrade it or something. Set up a research and development department in your office. In Bowling Green. We are actually here. This is Bowling Green. So how do I actually do that? Not entirely sure. Maybe I need to... Maybe I need to upgrade it? That might make sense, but that is just a station there. No, there's our locomotive. Well, that's good to know. But, yeah, I'm not entirely sure how we can do that right now. Maybe we need to do it up here. List of buildings owned by your company. No. Okay. Well... I'm sorry to say, but I actually have no idea how to do that. Ah, hello. There we go. That's how you do it. All right, so you can just install that, but we need 3 rooms. I think I need to upgrade it then, because that is going to give us more rooms. Is that true? So let's upgrade it. And then we can actually do it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so that's going to do it. Now we can improve our locomotives or even develop new ones. I'm sure that 5 research projects will be enough to keep our company updated. Will it be a new locomotive or will we improve the existing ones? You decide. There must be a well thought out plan. Alright, well that's good. That is good to know. Your company now has a research department with 10 scientists. That's actually kind of cool. Alright. Okay, so is there anything else I can do here? Well, there's the research department, by the way. So these are the skill points that I was talking about earlier that you can get. So we can increase our power, max speed, pulling mass, and so on and so forth. I think what we're going to do is we're going to increase our... I think we're probably going to do this and this. Can we do all of this? Yeah, look at that. Okay, I want reliability as much as possible, to be honest. And then we're going to go for pulling mass. And we probably want to go for a little bit extra something or other. Maybe we should just do everything? Should we just do everything? We've got to be careful about our cash, because this also costs cash every single time you do it. So... And you can actually tell more scientists to go on each one to reduce the amount of time it's going to take. So I'm actually going to improve our pulling mass, and it will only take 323 days now. Actually, it's going to take 257 days instead. Sounds like a good plan to me. Alright, so there you go. We've done that. And that is going to be done, hopefully, relatively soon. And now let's add some stations, shall we? So what do we need to do first? So what we need to do first is figure out where iron ore is. Ah, there we go. Is that iron ore? Yes, that is iron ore. So we need to build a station, or we need to build a railway round about here. But we need to start it over here, of course. So let's see, where do we actually need to deliver it? Let me have a look at the objectives real quick. We need to deliver 10 to the steel mill in Barnstable Town. Barnstable Town is there. Oh, okay, so that's actually really easy for us. So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to do this. And come in from... No, I don't want to come in from there. I'd like to come in from the top. I can't come in from the top. I could come in from here. That's good, I guess. 36,000 it's going to cost? Oh my. That's very expensive. And now let's go over here to the actual ore. And that's going to cost 29,000. Aha! I only have 900 left. Yes. He did warn me, you know. He did warn me, and he did say, it's probably a good idea to be a bit careful with your cash, especially when doing research immediately. Yes, exactly. Okay, so let's go to Barnstable Town and, well, Casa Grande. Let's go to that first and How much ore do I need? 5, 10? I don't know, but we're gonna just... 1? I can only take 1? Wait a minute. Yeah, I can only take 1 each time. Whoa, that's harsh. Well, I guess I can try and get more locomotives as time goes on. But otherwise, let's add Barnstable Town to this as well, and then we will unload 1 iron ore, and then we will apply that. Okay, there we go. So that is going to start doing it. Ah, that is kind of harsh. That is kind of harsh. I hope that I am going to get a loan of some kind, because it's going to be kind of bad if I don't. But yeah, I think I went a bit overboard with the research. Let's just say that. Don't think I... Can I get a refund for any of this? No, as you can see, they all start at the same time as well, so they're all going to be completed around the same time, which is really quite good. I like that about this game because it makes it so much easier to get your research complete, because you're just going to have it all done, boom, right at the same time. Whereas in other games, you're going to have to wait a pretty significant amount for tier 1 stuff to be done, and then tier 2 and tier 3 and so on and so forth. So yeah, now this is going to take a bit of time, of course, and I don't have that much cash. As you can see, my cash is not doing very well, and we are currently in the year 1832. So yeah, November 1st, actually, by the looks of things. Since you're new here, I want to let you know that the locomotives are wearing out. Time does not spare anyone, the locomotives are no exception, especially if the transported cargo is heavy. The more mileage and age of a locomotive, the higher the probability of its failure on the tracks. To minimize the chance of breakdown, build repair shops at the stations, and from time to time, send locomotives there. Right. Don't we have one here? Yeah, look. That's a filling station. Oh, right. Okay, so there's the repair shop. And I need to upgrade this for 3,000. I actually did make quite a bit of cash from that first delivery, as you can see right here. We actually made 1,500, which is pretty cool. And by the way, it seems like we have an overdraft as well. So that is actually kind of amazing, because it is 50,000 overdraft. So you can technically go into debt for 50,000 without having any problems. Although you are going to have to pay the overdraft fee of $5. And of course, back in 1832, $5 was a lot of money. Oh yes, it was a lot of money. Right, so I think I'm going to upgrade this now, and we will then get a new facility. We will install the repair shop, and yeah, we're going to take an overdraft. In order to avoid trains breaking down on tracks, it is necessary to plan maintenance of your locomotives at stations in advance. For each train, it has to be indicated whether the locomotive will be maintained at any given station that has a repair station using the route planner. Right. Serviced each time it enters. No, I don't really want to service it each time it enters. I think that's a bit overboard. But we could... 1 locomotive at a time can be maintained at the station. This is at Barnstable Town. So let's just apply that once so that it can just get a bit of a repair, because as you can see, it's at 68%. All right. So yeah, thank you, bank person. Please note that if you exceed this limit, your account transaction will be stopped and your company will be frozen. In other words, you lose. Yeah, we're going to have to be a bit careful about that. But we should be okay. We seem to be doing pretty fine right now, and my little train right here is getting a little bit of a fix up, and it only costs $300, although that is an insane amount for this period in time. But that is to be expected. But now that it is full, ready and easily willing to go, and as you can see, the age of the locomotive is a maximum of 2,000, at least the best friend variant of the locomotive at the moment. And I am getting research that is going to increase that limit by 500, which is actually a pretty significant amount of extra days that we're going to be able to use this one. The mileage is increasing at a pretty significant rate, but hopefully we'll be able to keep a good eye on it and repair it when it needs to be repaired. But we're getting a good amount of cash, as you can see, by each delivery, which is going to be very, very nice, because a few more deliveries right here, and we will then be able to buy another locomotive, and then we can just speed up production in every single way. Anyway, I think that's actually going to be it for this episode. If you would like to see more from Railroad Corporation, then by all means let me know. Otherwise, if you would like to check out the game for yourself before it leaves early access, then you can do that through the link in the description. Otherwise, if you want to wait until it has fully released, then you can also do that, but the price may go up. I don't know about that. That's not something I know about. But otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.